What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ Player Profile. Today we're focusing on Florida Panthers right wing Jack Skille, the University of Wisconsin. Obviously, was a top pick, 7th overall in the illustrious 2005 draft class. Gave us Sidney Crosby, Jack Johnson, Bobby Ryan, Carey Price, among others. But Wisconsin won national championship his freshman year. They're beating obviously BC in the final. Great game. That was one of the best college hockey games I think I've ever seen. That was outstanding from start to finish. The 2006 national championship game. But anyway, went pro at the end of the 07 season, and Chicago was up and down with originally Norfolk, and then later on Rockford and the Hawks, and eventually was overshadowed by Kane and Taves entering the equation, and kind of got buried on that depth chart, and ended up, not playing in the top 6 role, really not being a part of the organization. In the NHL level, it was kind of, it was sad to see a guy that had that much skill and potential not playing a regular shift in the NHL and spending most of his time in the AHL. Like, big kid, 6'1", 200 pounds. Pretty much kind of like a power forward, not more of a finesse guy with a mixture of power built into his game. But it's pretty bad. You felt bad for the kid. Someone that loves college hockey, seeing him play at Wisconsin and win a national championship, to not really catch a break with the Hawks. It's disheartening to see. And last year was traded to the Panthers for Michael Frolik, who obviously was somewhat underachieving in Florida, and who went to the Blackhawks and filled a void on their third line. Really helped energize that team. It was very good in their playoff series against Vancouver last year. And last year after the trade at 2 points in 13 games with the Panthers, not exactly what you want to see, but step in the right direction. And this year, separated his shoulder in December 17th. It hasn't played since, but he's had 6 points in 31 games, and it's brought a consistent energy level. He's one of those guys. He's just not getting the bounces. He's played very well. I think his play has been better than his plus minus and his points indicate. He's a guy that you see why he went so high in the draft. He's got such an amazing skill set, coupled with good size and good intensity level. You're just waiting for him to start breaking out and become a perennial 20, 25 goal scorer, which I think he'll end up being. I think he had guys that go in the top 10 picks in the draft, especially to a franchise at that time like the Blackhawks. That was morbid. They were next to dead. But and there's so much pressure put upon them to be a savior right away. And in some cases, like in the Canes, the Taves, the Crosbys of the world, it works out where they're up at 18, 19, and they do it all. But guys need time to develop, and he's 24 years old. He's still got plenty of time to be a great NHL player that will definitely help this upstart Florida Panthers team. The Florida Panthers have really exceeded everyone's expectations but their own. In my opinion, I had them as a playoff team. I thought, the acquisitions, talent drafted Mr. Skille in Chicago and brought him with him to South Beach. And, I had acquisitions like that as being, maybe part of the reason Florida moved up to that 8th spot. But, they've got a legitimate team down there. They're built around team depth, and, they've got, 3 second lines, as you'll say. A lot of guys that are top 6, top 9 forwards, and they've got a team full of them, like Skille. And, he'll really... He's a key cog in the machine that is the Florida Panthers. Excuse me, and I think the offense is going to come around for him. And I think once he gets a couple bounces, he'll catch fire. He's kind of a streaky player, but once he gets a few bounces with the Panthers, he'll catch fire. He's too good of a player to keep down, and you've seen his skill sets on display at Wisconsin. Obviously on the national team development program, which is where so many great American players are coming from. It seems like every time I'm doing a player profile on an American player, it's a kid from the development team, and like I said, they've got a fantastic track record at producing quality NHL pros, and they'll definitely look for Jack Skille to continue that trend. As him and the Panthers move forward, and he's part of the reason the Panthers are playing so well. Like I said, he's playing better than his points, and plus minus indicates he's too good of a player to keep down for too long, and I look forward to seeing what he develops down the line. I think Chicago got a good player back in Michael Frolik, but I think they'll regret letting him get away. A similar player is Benoit Pouliot. I think Skille's answered the bell more and Pouliot's playing very well for the Bruins this year. Guys that were top 10 picks in that 05 draft that kind of had the weight of the world thrown on them as young kids and really weren't ready for it physically, and as part of the nature of the beast is having to be ready to compete on a night in, night out basis at the NHL level. But you'll still have tremendous skill sets and will definitely be key assets to their NHL teams down the line. And will definitely, I think Minnesota had to cut bait with Pouliot But I don't think Chicago really had to let Skille go, and I think he'll definitely, next couple of years show them what kind of player he can be, and we'll definitely be hearing a lot from the young man plying his trade in Miami. That's it for the Power Play of CJ Player Profile on Jack Skille. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season.